Okay, I want to show you a cool little tune here called Ryan's Fancy. And this appeared on Buck Ryan's solo fiddle album, Fiddler on the Rocks. And I say it's a solo fiddle album, but it's really a Tennessee Cut-Ups album. He's backed by Don Reno and Bill Harrell and Ed Ferris on the bass, I believe. A couple of things about this tune. It's really an old fiddle tune called Smith's Rag. And Smith's Rag has a key change in the middle of it, so they leave that out. And basically what they're doing is playing the first part of Smith's Rag over and over. It's real simple. It's just G, C, and D. But Don does some amazing banjo work on here that I wanted to show it to you because you can apply it to a lot of other tunes. So it'll kind of help you with your improvising and give you some more ideas on things to do in other tunes. Another thing about this break that Don takes is it's actually his break that he takes on Your Mama Didn't Raise No Idiot on A Song for Everyone. If you've never heard A Song for Everyone album, it's one of his best albums. You really need to download it or buy it wherever you can. But it's essentially the same break that he takes on Your Mama Didn't Raise No Idiot. There's a little differences in there, but you should be able to figure out what he's doing from what I'm going to show you here. So let's get started in it. We're going to start out here on your 4th fret on your 3rd string, and we're going to walk up to your 7th fret on your 3rd string. Just like that. And then we're going to go right into this chord position. And what I'm doing is barring my finger across the 1st string and the 2nd string on the 5th fret and holding down that 7th fret on the 3rd string. So, and then we're going to roll forward. Alright, and that probably sounds familiar because that's exactly how he starts Dill Pickle Rag. If you've already learned that tune off of my Dill Pickle Rag video, that should be very familiar to you. Alright, it's exactly the same as Dill Pickle Rag. From that point on, we're going to move up to your D or your D-shaped G chord. From this position, we're going to move up to your D-shaped G, but we're going to just use a partial G chord there on your 1st and 2nd string. Okay, your 9th fret on your 1st string and your 8th fret on your 2nd string. And we're going to hold those down. We're going to do a little single string run through this D-shaped G. But you want to hold that partial G chord down right there on this first 2 strings. So this is what the run's going to sound like. Alright, what we're doing is we're doing a single string run through that G chord to get to your C chord. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm holding that partial G down, then I'm coming over here and I'm hitting that 8th fret on your 2nd string out of that G chord, then grabbing the 10th fret on the 2nd string to your 1st string, still holding that down, then grabbing that 10th fret on your 1st string, and then back to your 9th fret on your 1st string, back to your 10th on your 2nd, back to your 8th. Alright, so it's important to hold that down. Okay. Then we're going to come up to your 10th fret on the 3rd string, to your 9th fret, to your 7th. Alright, and basically we're just right back in your regular D-shaped G. So, and then we're going to slide into your 10th fret on the 4th string to your C chord. So, I'm going to slide into that 4th string. Alright? So that first part sounds like this. Alright? When you slide into that C, you're just going to do kind of a forward roll. And I think he doubles up on the bass or the 4th string. So he slides into the 4th string and then hits the 4th string again. Alright? Alright? And then we're going to go into this D chord, which he uses quite a bit, a lot in fiddle backup. A lot of times he'll do this when a fiddle's doing a shuffle or something. also sounds a lot like Dill Pickle Rag. And really, it's basically almost that same G shape that we use for Dill Pickle Rag, the beginning shape. But we're going to back that first string up to the 4th fret. So originally we did that. Well, we're going to back this finger up onto the 4th fret on the 1st string, and the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and the 7th fret on the 3rd string. So you got this kind of a stretch here, but so it's almost the same as the first one we did. All right. By moving that note back on your 1st string, it makes it a D chord, so instead of a G. And again, we're just doing a forward roll. Let me show you how that sounds. And then we're going to come back 1 fret. Before we get into that D shape I showed you, we're going to go... Alright, so you go to your 6th fret, and then begin to roll on that chord. Alright, let me play all of that up until that point. So we're going to do a little single string run here, and it's based out of your F-shaped G chord. And what I'm going to do is, alright, all based right out of that F-shaped G there. I'm going to hit your G string open to your 3rd fret on the 3rd string, to your 4th fret. I'm going to come down to your 3rd fret on your 2nd string, to your 5th fret on your 2nd string, to your 3rd fret. Alright. Back to your 4th fret on your 3rd string, and then you're going to hit your 2nd string open, even though that's the same note. Alright, back to your 3rd fret on the 2nd string. I think I explained that right. Well, let me try to play it for you. Alright, now we're single stringing all that. Alright, let me do that again. Alright, so that's really the first little part of it, of the first half of the break. I think I'm hitting a little few more notes there on that D. I think I'm doing a backwards type roll there at the very end of it. So your 2nd end up on the 3rd. So okay, and then it starts over again, or you can slide from the 4th. Missed it a little bit there, but on the very end of it, before the 2nd half, this is the ending of the first half of the break. When you come out of this D chord, a little pause there, and then you're going to brush this partial G, which you've probably used a million times. This is right out of your F-shaped G on your 3rd and 2nd strings. 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 4th fret on the 3rd string. We're going to brush that. Remember, put your hand on the back of the bridge to mute it. And we're going to brush those notes, those double stops. Just back that up. Alright? So... and you end up on the 3rd and 2nd string open. Okay, Let me play that whole, now that's the whole first half of the break. Let me play that from the beginning. That's how the second half starts. So all right, now the second half is, like I said, it's all just G, C, and D. It's just a different variation of the first part. So what I'm doing is I'm hammering on, and it's a little trickier than you think it is. And what I'm doing is I'm basically just running down through this G, this F-shaped G. I'm hammering on the second fret. So I'm hammering on, and then I'm coming up to the 5th string. If you can see my right hand, I'm hammering on that note on the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Alright, and then I'm going to roll forward again on the 5th to the 3rd and 1st string. So I'm rolling forward, but I'm going to hammer on from your 3rd to your 4th string on the 3rd. No, let me say that again. 3rd to the 4th fret on your 3rd string. Alright, if that makes sense. So watch my right hand there. I'm hammering on the 4th fret, or the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So I'm hammering on, and then going up to the 5th to the 3rd and 1st. So, and then rolling forward again, 5th, and then when I roll forward and I'm hitting that 3rd string, I'm also hammering on from the 3rd to the 4th fret. So, and then I'm going to reach over here and grab this 3rd fret on your 2nd string. Alright, then I'm going to grab the 5th fret on your 1st string and pinch the 5th string at the same time. Okay. It's a little tricky. I'm probably not explaining it right. It's hard to explain. You just have to feel it. You have to just listen to the record or listen to what I'm doing here, and you'll get it. It's really kind of simple, but tricky at the same time. There we go. Alright. Another thing that Don does on that right there, he does another little variation on it. I've heard him do it live differently. Sometimes he would go and slide into that partial G chord that we did earlier. Alright, so he's replacing that pinch when I'm mashing down the 5th fret on the 1st string with, he's holding that partial G and he's pinching all 3 strings there. Slide into it. However you want to do it. Like I said, Don never did the same thing twice. It's just however he felt at the time, and that's the way I like to do things. Is never have a set way of doing everything. Just play from the top of your head usually, but you can do it however you like. Or, all right. Now, when we get to this point, we're going to go through another little single string lick here. And it's almost the same as the one we did before. But it's different. What Don does is... Alright. Now the tail end of that lick is the same. To the C. But the first part's different. Now what he's doing is he's single stringing. He's coming on your 1st string to your 7th fret, walking up to your 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and then walking back down. Alright? Alright. Then he's grabbing the 8th fret on your 2nd string back to your 7th fret on the 1st string. Alright. You're ending up on that 7th fret there. I think I was adding an extra note, but so it's just walking up. Alright. Alright. And Don does it so fast that he's actually he puts a little bit of a slur in there, a little bit of a pull off sometimes. He's pulling off a little bit. You hear it? Alright. Alright. Now you want to try to just do the notes, so you know them, but when you're playing it fast, it does sound good to get that little bit of a slur in there or pull off he's doing. Right into that C chord just like we did before. So you want to slide into that note on your 10th fret on the 4th string. So back to the same D. Same single string lick through the G chord. Alright. Back to this again. That's how you end it, just like you did the first time around. So it's pretty much the same over and over, except for that single string lick, or the beginning of it. And that's pretty much it. He plays that first part. Second part. Does a variation on. Alright, so instead of doing that, he does this tricky little lick here. Something like that. He's brushing down. Hard to do. There we go. All he's doing here is really incredible sounding, but it's really kind of simple, but it's tricky. All he's doing is just running down your G, your F-shaped G, using double stops, and he's brushing down with the thumb and coming back up quickly with the index finger. So I may have showed this in some other tunes, but he's just brushing down 2 strings and then up with the index. This is how he does the Chuck Berry licks. stuff like that. So I'm brushing down and then up with the index, just hitting the one string on the upstroke. Alright, that's what he's doing on this little thing here. Alright, what he's doing is brushing down, he's holding that part, that G chord, brushing down and then brushing up, but he's also moving back and then forth to the original position. So I'm on the 4th and 3rd strings, then I'm on the 3rd and 2nd, then the 2nd and 1st. So it goes up to this G chord. So alright, that's a cool little lick that you can put in just about anything. I'll use that in a lot of tunes. It's just such a neat little... Alright, it's very similar to his Snow Deer lick that I showed in another video. Where he's going back and forth, down, up, but he's shifting his hand back and forth. Alright, but this time he's brushing 2 strings to do that. Let's see. There we go. Alright, right into that single string lick. So after he comes out of his break, or Buck Ryan takes his last break, let's say you're coming out of the D. Okay, so I think Buck Ryan does the little shave and a haircut. Alright, he does that part of the ending, but Don does this lick at the end. Alright, now if you watched my Yes Sir, That's My Baby video, this is a very similar lick. You've probably heard Don do this lick in other tunes, or similar type licks, and what he's doing is he's rolling forward on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings, and he's sliding up to your high G chord here, your D-shaped G, and you're stopping on that peak note. Oops. And you got to be careful because you could overshoot the note and it doesn't sound right. So there we go. And you're going to stop on that note. If you can see get my fingers out of the way. I've got my pinky down there. And come back to this note out of your F-shaped G. Alright. So we're out of this, we're in this F-shaped G. And then we're going to come back to your 7th note, your 7th note. So it's like a G7 up here. It would be your 15th fret, right? 13, 14, 15, yep. So your 17th fret to that 7th note on your 15th fret to your 17th fret on your 2nd string. I got to think about it. All right. What I'm doing is I'm just holding down that G7th basically and running through it with a single string line. All right, so that's right in that G7th. Going back and forth on that 15th and 17th fret on the 2nd string. All right. To the 14th fret, or 16th fret, sorry, on the 3rd string. So that's right out of your G chord. Alright, and then you're going to pinch the 3rd and 1st strings together at the end. So to give you an idea how that would sound, I missed it a little bit, but Don used that particular lick or variation of that lick in a lot of different tunes, and not just as an ending, but inside a break as well. One particular tune that comes to mind is a tune called Jackknifing, and he used a similar type lick on there as well, and that's in the key of D. So you can use that lick or variations of that lick in any key. It doesn't matter as long as you're sliding into a D position and ending on an F position. So if I was playing this in C, I would slide into your D position C and then end on your F position C. So up here at your D position, slide into it and finish it on your F position C, like that. But anyway, that just about does it for this tune. I just wanted to show it to you guys because it's got a lot of great licks in here that you can apply to a lot of different tunes. So it'll add to your little bag of tricks when you're improvising out there, jamming or whatever. But if you have any questions, always feel free to contact me and I'll do my best to answer them.